a nurse make $100,000 in a year? Yes. For a short answer, it is possible to make $100,000 as a nurse within a year. Longer answer is yes, but you're probably going to hate yourself at the end of the day or at the end of that year. It is possible, yes. Is it likely? No. Most nurses, although nurses are not the lowest paid individuals, we're also not the highest paid individuals. You're not going to see that $100,000 nurse very often. They're going to be few and far between. They are out there, but they work all the time and or got very lucky with a shift diff and somehow made the $100,000. The easiest way to do it is to pick up travel nursing jobs. Travel nursing jobs will send you, pretty much anywhere. Any facility that has a need. Could be a hospital, could be a nursing home. I guess it could be a doctor's office. I've never heard of a doctor's office having a travel nurse, but I guess it could be if the need is so severe. But a travel nurse is probably your most likely option. They make pretty good money, but they don't really know the unit that they're working on because they're not there for very long, which to me is a downside. Some people may like that. You never really know where you're going to work as a travel nurse. You may be at one unit one day and another unit the next day. You're going where the need is. Where the need is may not be in a field that you really like. Like I've said before, I don't like eyes. I can't dig eyes. Now, if I was on some sort of unit that dealt with vision, like I don't know if a unit out there specifically for eyes, but let's say that there may be a head trauma specifically unit, I wouldn't have fun with that. I would not have fun with the eyes. I just can't do it. So that's kind of a downfall. Another way to make $100,000 as a nurse, there are nurses called float nurses. A float nurse is kind of what the name implies. You float from one unit to the next, from one facility to the next. It's kind of like a travel nurse, but within the system. So if you work at Hospital ABC, which is owned by DEF, and DEF also owns GHI, you'll be going back and forth from ABC to GHI, and then different units in between. That's what a float nurse is. You may be at doctor's offices, you may be at the hospital, nursing homes, long-term care facilities, rehab centers. You're going to float back and forth to wherever the need is. Now, the good thing about them is they're in network. So if you're in network, you kind of know the policies and procedures of the mothership, we'll call it, the governing board of whatever facilities you're going for. You work for them. So you'll know the policies and procedures as they should be the same everywhere you go. Maybe they're a little different, maybe not. I don't really know. But float nurses can do it. Float nurses can do that if they get lucky, though. They don't really make the same that a travel nurse makes. You kind of have to, maybe work nights. Maybe work nights and weekends. Maybe work nights, weekends, and holidays. You kind of got to find that combination of how to make the most money, if that's what you're into. Myself, I am not really like that. I really didn't want to be that $100,000 nurse. I wanted to be able to see my family at the end of my shift. I wanted to be able to know everything on my unit. I wanted to be able to know who I report directly to everywhere I go to. Every now and then, I would be floated to different units or facilities if the need is severe enough and there's not a travel nurse or a float nurse to go there. But for the most part, I stay in one place, always. And my entire nursing career, I've done that. And for that reason, I do not make $100,000. Now, I'm not upset at that. I'm not. That's just fine with me. I do not need to be that $100,000 nurse. But if you need to be that $100,000 nurse, look into travel nursing, look into float nursing. And one that's kind of going out right now that you really don't hear about a whole lot anymore is insurance nursing. Not necessarily the on-call nurse, but like nurses that go travel home to home to home or facility to facility to facility that check on each individual patient. They would work really hard to do it, but I have heard of one single insurance nurse that made $100,000 in 1 year. One of them. And she said that she wasn't going to do insurance nursing after that year. But she was able to do it. So, is it possible? Yes. Do I want to do it? No. Do I encourage it? No. But it is possible. I hope it helps. Thank you much.